just gonna be straightforward and upfront. At this point, I kind of have a brief recollection now. I think I kind of remember why I've delayed reading this book for such a long time. If I got this in 2014, this has been in my possession for 7 years now. I haven't read that in the entire 7 years. It's crazy. But I think I remembered feeling sort of scared that I wouldn't like this book. Probably because my expectations were so high. Because A.S. King sent this book to me specifically, and she has even signed it with my name. So I was afraid that it's a book that is so special, but then I wouldn't be satisfied with it. But 84 pages in, it's just hitting me how that fear is so ridiculous, because how can I even doubt A.S. King? She writes fantastic. Like, why would I even doubt her? The writing in this is just crazy. It's crazy good. I mean, how can you not be blown away? How can you not love a book that has lines like, let me just read a couple of things. I am no one special. I am tortured by the fact that I am no one special. I am comforted by the fact that I am no one special. Can you handle that? Can you handle that you are most likely no one special too? And then a couple of pages later, there are lines, right? There are lines like, I am tortured by the mundane. You are mundane. I am tortured by you. I am tortured by eating, drinking, and sleeping. I am tortured by brushing my teeth. I am tortured by the dishes that are always in the sink, even though I do them 4 times a day. I am tortured by basmati rice, by egg noodles, by goddamn boneless chicken breast. I am tortured by beef bouillon and salt and pepper. I am tortured by lunch foods. Limited options. Ham and cheese. Peanut butter and jelly. Soup and sandwich. Salads. Is this okay? Are you alright? Are you tortured too? The lines are so good. How can she write sadness so well? So I'm already on page 164 of this book, and the tea being spilled on this confrontation scene, bro. Yikes. So I've finally finished Gloria O'Brien's History of the Creature by A.S. King. And I really just literally turned on the last page, and a lot of feelings. A lot of feelings. As the chapters progress, as I keep on turning every page, the thought that has always been in my head is that I could not really decide whether I'm regretful that I haven't read this immediately in 2014, or if I should feel thankful that I really delayed it for 7 years, because this book has spoken to me so perfectly at this point in time. And it's how you know that books are really excellent, because excellent books are timeless. They can talk to your heart, they can enchant your mind no matter what era or time you live in. That's how you know that the writer has really crafted a story that will impact generations. Um, Again, this came out in 2014. And since I have not read it in the 7 years that this book has been with me, I purposely don't have any recollection of what the plot was all about. And when I picked this book as the book that I will start with upon getting back to reading, I intentionally did not read this entire thing. The only thing that I could not help but read, I couldn't really avoid it because it's in yellow font, is this one, which says, would you try to change the world if you thought you had no future? And I think this era, this time, is a time when we all feel suspended. We all feel like we're frozen because we're locked inside our houses. And we couldn't really say for sure what's gonna happen. If there's any future, if there's any better future waiting for us than what we are experiencing now. So, in that respect, I really feel that this has come to me at the right place, and I'm so glad that I'm reading it now. I really, really love how flawed the characters and the relationship dynamics are, because it gives a certain amount of realism to how really the world is, to how our relationships with people sometimes are, and the decisions that we make really help shape how we try to overcome what seems like something inevitable or something that is unavoidable. It's so hopeful. I think if there's one word that I can describe it with, it's hopeful. Um, Ace King is never afraid of discussing things that are ugly, things that are painful, things that are mean, um, in order to bring about the beauty of still hoping in spite of all that. And I'm so glad. I'm so glad that I've read this book. And I highly recommend it to people who are feeling that this is already a dead end, that there's really nothing to look forward to. This is a great book to really somehow change the way how you view life and how you view people, how you view the world. Um, my heart, my heart is so full, and I just kept on thinking that I really couldn't have picked a more perfect book to start with. So I'm so excited for all the books that I'm gonna be reading from this point onwards. I'm so happy to get back to reading. Like I've said, my first love. And you know what? I think also my eternal love, as cheesy as that sounds. So if you've ever watched this final thoughts video, I hope you would also stick around for the other books that I'm gonna be reading, and let me know if you would ever pick up this book anytime in the future, and let me know how you think of it.